Hey there, everybody. I'm Taz Thornton. I wanted to do a quick live because this morning I posted on my LinkedIn to say I was having a real funk of a day. I woke up this morning. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't do anything. I was feeling absolutely pants. I also wrote in that post that I was the only one who could shift that, and that I fully intended starting to shift my mood by the end of the day. So at 11 o'clock today, I ran the clubhouse room that I usually run. And then at 2 o'clock, I was over working with my personal trainer. Now, some of you will know that I'm just coming out of a period of illness. It wasn't COVID. I've just coming out of a period of illness, and my old asthma symptoms had come back. My breathing had been haywire. I really hadn't been very well at all. I'd had a tracheal infection, bit of chest stuff going on. And so I hadn't been to the gym we were trying to work it out, actually, Gemma and I, and working out that it's at least 3 weeks till I've done anything. Now, some of you will know that I'm a big advocate of working out at home when I can. So even when I was feeling poorly, I keep a couple of 10K hex bells next to the dining room table. And one day last week between clients, I picked one up and just tried doing some good old raises. And by the end of a few of these, my goodness, I was almost dead on my feet. So I didn't know how much I'd be able to do today. And when I was talking with my PT between sessions, Gemma, she's amazing. Look up GC Fitness over in Bourne. She was messaging me and saying, what we're going to be able to do. My answer was this. I don't know, Gemma. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do. What I do know is that I need to get in there and do something. I know that for my mental and emotional state, I need to just get back in the gym. Probably can't do a lot of cardio. I probably can't do a lot of set work, but let's at least give some weights a try. And so I did that. So guess what? I ran a clubhouse. I pulled my shit together for that. And then I went over to the gym, and I've just done an hour and a bit of lifting. And yeah, I didn't go as quickly as I normally could. And I was lifting lighter weights to get back into there. But my mindset has shifted. 100%, my mindset has shifted. So excuse the gym gear, guys, just straight back. And I wanted to tell you this because I know that right now, so many people are going to be going through a crap time, particularly with the announcement from Boris last night about, keeping the lockdown going for another 4 weeks. And personally, I'm of the opinion that they will probably do the same in July and possibly in August, and then we'll be into winter flu season and they'll lock us down for winter. So we make the best of it, don't we? We make the most of what we can do. I know that there are all kinds of people going through struggles right now. I know from some of my own coaching clients and people who are on my bigger spiritual empowerment and development programs that people are going through the mill. There are people whose families are ill. There are people who've been ill themselves, people struggling with their mental health, people whose businesses are really struggling right now. And I want to remind you all that it's so important to remember that we are in control of our emotions. We are in control of our mindset. The government might be able to try and control our movements. But this and our gut, that's up to us. That's up to us. That's up to us. Nobody can control our mindset unless we give them permission. So like many of you, I woke up this morning and I felt just a bit crap. I felt in a funk. There was no real reason for it. There's lots of little things that have happened in my life this past few weeks, as well as me being on the slow recovery from what's been a pretty nasty illness. However, I knew that I could shift it. I'm lucky. I have the tools to be able to shift these things. And I want to give some of those to you. And some of them are so obvious. Change body, change state, move. Don't just sit in your funk. As much as you want to sink down into that swamp of despair, do something. Move. You don't have to go to a gym like I do, or get onto an exercise bike or go for a jog, although they're great. You can just get up and move about. If you can't get up, move your arms. If you can't do that, listen to some music that will help you shift your state. Do something different. Don't just sit in the funk. Make sure you're drinking enough water, the obvious thing like that. Do some breathing exercises, you don't have to go all out and do holotropic breath work, but you can at least just go into that space where you're focusing on your breath. Slowly breathing down. Breathe in for 7 and out for 7, or sometimes breathe in for 4 and out for 7. The long out breath can really, really help. Can help no end. There's another little technique I use if I'm sometimes breathing too quickly, and that's partially close your nose and force yourself to blow out more slowly. Just try to control your breathing a little bit more if you can. So that's something else you can do. Just focus on your breathing. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. And you can go into a more circular breathing methodology where you don't pause between, or you can actively build in a pause at the top of the breath, but just focus on that. Practice mindfulness, focus on one thing. Drink more water, do some meditation. You can try journaling, you can try that. You can dance it out, you can sing it out, you can just go and do something different. Go and look out the window, or go into your garden if you've got a garden, or just let in a bit of fresh air. Do something. Don't put on Netflix and just disappear into escapism that way, because that is not actually shifting anything. That's just letting you escape for a bit and think of something different. That's not necessarily going to change things. If you just go and escape into Netflix, hey, we've all done it. I've done that for years. Oh, Xena, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Grey's Anatomy. I've done it. I did it for years. And escaping into a box set can be great on the weekend when you're chilling with your family, if you know that your mindset's in a good place. But please don't use that as a way to control your mindset, because you're just delaying it. So please, please, please remember that the only person who can shift your mindset is you. The only person who can shift my mindset is me. It's like that thing I often say, I can't do sit-ups and build your abs. I can tell you what to do, but it's up to you to do it. And, you can't do it by just binging in front of the telly. You can't just put on a tracksuit and suddenly get thin and fit. You've got to actually take some action. And if you're struggling right now, if you're in a funk, there are some things that you can do to at least start to change your state, so that you're not sitting in that funk forevermore. The more you sit there, the more those swamps of despair start to feel like your comfort zone, the less you will want to move. So please take control of your mindset, make a decision, get this working, get your energy going again, decide that you want to do something different, and then set out to make that happen. Okay? So this is not to say that there's not shit going down in the world right now. I know there is. But please, 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 don't let anyone control your mood other than you. And none of these are quick fixes to actually address some of the underlying issues that are going to be contributing to you not feeling brilliant. But they are some quick fixes that will at least break your state enough to get you to a point where you recognize that you are actively sinking. And then some of the regular stuff, drinking more water, exercising, getting things moving, they're all great for bringing up our body chemicals, changing our energy, changing our levels, to help us get to a point where we feel a little bit more hopeful. Because, whatever Boris says, we've still got our lives, and we can still do what we choose to do with them. And also remember, this is another quick one as well. I was speaking to one of my clients not too long back, who was so insistent that everything was going wrong in their lives. But then when we drilled down, actually, none of the shit hitting the fan was actually hers. People she cared about were going through things. Sure, there was chaos going on around her, but none of it was actually hers. So just check in on that as well. If you think that your life is just full of chaos and all kinds of things always going wrong, those things that are going wrong, as you perceive it, are they actually your things? Or do they belong to people around you? So you might be on the periphery and supporting, and sure, it might impact you a little bit, and you might worry and care about people, but is it yours? Because if it's not yours, please don't adopt it as your own. Recognize that it's going on for people and that you might be in a supporting role, but don't take ownership of it. The only thing to take ownership of is your life and your reaction to the things going on around you. You can learn to change your response. You can learn to change your reaction. And just as I was in a funk this morning, I chose to change it. And I've no doubt I'll end up in a funk again, because I'm human. And none of us are from Stepford. None of us are robots, and we shouldn't try to be. So yeah, sometimes we're going to feel pants. That's part of being a grown-up. It's part of being a human being. There's nothing wrong with that. But what we need to recognize is that we don't need to stay there. So I hope that's helped. I'm going to go and get out of my gym gear and put some proper clothes on. My goodness, I've been on LinkedIn with a bit of cleavage. That's not on, is it? So I hope this has helped. I hope that you can see that where I've managed to change my mood and switch things up a gear, you have the ability to do that as well. You know, I can't unleash your awesome. I can give you some clues. I can give you some tips. I can give you some signposts, but you have to do it. And I know that you can, because I have. And if anyone, anywhere, if you see anyone who has achieved something, who is a vaguely similar shape to you, i.e. another human being, if another human being has achieved something, that's a clue that you can. Right, this has been going on for more than 10 minutes. So it's time for me to sign off and go indoors. But I hope it's helped. Lots of love. Thank you so much for tuning in. If there's anything you want me to cover in the future, then drop me a line, drop me a message. I might not always be able to respond straight away, but I will always respond. And I promise it is always me responding. Someone last week on LinkedIn sent me a message thanking me for my response and asking if it might have been a clever VA. My VA is very, very clever, but I promise it's always me doing the responding. If ever you get a response from my support team, it will always say that it's from my support team. That's part of my value set. I like to reply to everyone and not have somebody else pretending to do that for me. If there's ever a response from my support team, it will be clearly marked that it's from my support team. If it looks like it's from me and it's in the first person, it's from me, because for me, that matters. If you've taken the time to contact me, the least I can do is take the time to reply. Take care, everyone. Lots of love. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.